Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the third edition of the Moving Chicanes podcast. I'm brought to you by the show. We are here with our normal crew: Jared Bundy, Zach Johnson. We
Hello.
got. Oh, okay, just cut me off. I don't, Joe. We got.
I didn't cut you off.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. And we
Hey, one
also
second,
got.
There
one
was
second.
a
We
pause of
also
a
got three
sentence.
guests tonight. Jacob Washensky, Ryan Taft back again, and Tyler Krosick. How's it going today, guys?
Oh,
Going
I'm
good.
mighty fine. How are you?
Oh, we're doing
Oh,
great. Besides the fact that it's absolutely storming outside, so if you hear my
I
dog
don't know
going
about
nuts,
you,
I
but
apologize.
it's 85 and clear here.
It has
It's
been a
75 degrees.
rainforest. I
Supposed
literally
to be
feel
getting a
like I
lot of
moved
rain
to the
soon.
middle of the rainforest. Like it's been
You
raining for
did.
three
That's what
days
happens when you
nonstop.
move to the East Coast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been raining nonstop for 3 straight days. So
We had that up here
We're currently in the
weeks
middle of a
ago.
drought, so if that makes you feel any better.
yeah, well, yeah, there's gonna
Better
be
watch
storms
out.
moving through the
Buffalo might
whole.
catch on fire like Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I know we're supposed to be getting a lot of storms soon.
Are
Probably.
you breathing okay up there, Tyler? You guys got a lot of smoke, I heard.
Hey,
No, it's pretty. It's not as bad as it was like 2 weeks ago. It was just hazy and almost. It looked brown.
That's
yeah, that's what it
gross.
looked
Outside.
like in the bay up here, too, so
That's
it wasn't
gross.
bad.
All right, we got a lot to cover this week and not a whole lot of time as I'm on a time constraint. So let's jump right into it. Zach, let's give us the roundup from the last week or two. It's been
All
about
right.
a week and a half, so we got a lot to cover.
Well, we had the trucks. I wasn't at the truck race, but I believe the trucks were at Dover. And then
Best race this league's ever had, by the way.
And then we had Xfinity at Sonoma. And then we had
No.
Cup Wednesday, or on Sunday we had Cup at Phoenix, which was a rough one. Then we came back with trucks at Martinsville on Tuesday, and then the Xfinity Championship at Nashville Super Speedway.
That's true. We do get to talk about two Xfinity races this and two truck races this edition. As we were a little delayed, I moved halfway across the country, Ohio to South Carolina, so didn't have
Not
internet.
halfway across the
So
country.
we had to make do.
And I will say, Nick has been getting on my ass about this podcast episode, so we better put this out tonight.
Yeah, we got a lot to cover, so let's go ahead and start with the trucks at Sonoma. Did we talk about the trucks
Nope,
at Sonoma? We already
we
did that
did.
last
Did
podcast.
last week.
Okay,
Let's group the trucks together, the Dover and the Martinsville.
Dover
Group
and
it together.
Martinsville. That's right. That's what we had. Dover and Martinsville. Dover was the best race that this league has ever seen, and Martinsville was probably the worst race this league has ever seen.
A lot of ups and downs.
Broadcasting both of them, they were very entertaining from the broadcasting standpoint because it was a lot of talked about, and a lot of, especially the Martinsville, a lot of controversy, a lot of tempers, which is always good to see as a or I don't know, at least for me, it's
Entertainment
always good to
standpoint,
see.
yeah.
Good thing to talk about, and that can keep the viewers interested, and it kept me on my toes. It was fun.
Yeah, there was a lot being stirred up in Martinsville for sure.
Really.
Caleb Wheeler got into it with about 5 different people. I know it was mainly me, Connor Wold, Evan, Christian Delgado, and
Oh, Christian was racing, huh?
think Daniel Jerza was also into it with him at one point. There was a lot of people into it with
Uh,
Caleb.
You know, of all the people wrecking each other that race, I managed to take myself out.
Yeah, and he still managed to get third place.
Did you?
Granted, I think he punted somebody to get third place.
He had a
So,
fast truck though.
Wold
He had a
Wold tried
really
to
fast.
take him out and backfired on
okay,
Wold.
okay, yeah,
Wold
I
tried to
never
take him
went
out
back and
twice,
looked
and
at
he
it.
skill issued twice. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I was beating and banging doors with Caleb for the last like 10 laps, but brought it home second. Evan was just too fast. Um,
Rocker.
but
Evan was on wheels. No, Evan was on wheels. It was,
yeah.
Ryan, how many times did you have a skill issue?
I did not race because I was at work.
Yeah,
Oh,
Ryan wasn't there,
right.
so.
I wasn't there for any of the truck races.
Yeah,
On the
since
other
I
flip
got
side of things, Dover was awesome. Best race ever. We had long green flag runs. We had great battles and long distance racing with the runs that we had. Dover ended up being just honestly a flat out fantastic race. I battled with Christian Delgado for a majority of it. I know that Caleb was battling. I think with was it you, Jared? Were you at that race, or was it?
No, I
No, it
wasn't at
was
Dover.
Cody. Cody and Caleb were battling really hard for like 5th place. Me and
Once
Christian
again,
were
Caleb
battling
had
for
a
3rd
really
place.
fast. Once again, sorry for the interruption.
Yeah, you're good.
Once again, Caleb had a really fast truck there too, so he might have a lot of for the short tracks.
Yeah, he's fast. He just doesn't know how to stay out of the people's hair.
Bumpers.
I mean, I'm at that point too, but I'm on minus the fast part.
He's not he's kind of like you. You two are very similar. He's not quite that good at saving tires, and he's fast, but he also gets into people. If he learns how to control his tires and manage his tires a little bit better, he could be probably one of the best drivers moving forward. And I mean, coming from a road background, at least as of recent, I know he did a lot of ovals before, but coming from mainly a road background, that's one of the things that you don't really have to manage much in road racing compared to oval is the tires. So I think that if he can get that down, then he's going to be a lot faster. Okay, moving on. Let's take a look at the Xfinity Series. Anybody want to take it over?
Well, I'm on suicide watch from the last race, but other than that,
Come on, I'm
it's
not
been
gunning
really
for you
fun.
that hard.
What?
I said I'm not gunning for you that hard.
No, just myself. I was really upset. I don't know why I was, but I really took the loss to heart, and that was I hurt more than me losing my cup license, just finishing dead last and
Well, let's talk
points.
about your mathematical miscalculation in the last stage. What happened there? Did you just not pay
So
attention?
I knew we had 30 laps, and with what? How many laps was the race? Like 79.
It was 94 laps, and the
Okay,
last
well,
stage was 54.
yeah, it was a really weird number, and I don't know. I had a really big mistake there. And it's not like I could have done anything. Connor was coming at me fast, and I probably was gonna end up fourth. Just yeah. I made a real big mistake. I knew we had 30 laps on fuel, so and then coming to like as soon as I crossed the line with 10 to go, I got the all right, start eyeing down pit row. We're coming down in 5.
Yeah.
And yeah. So then I freaked out to Ryan, and yeah.
Well, it
Yeah.
happens. You got a whole season to look forward to.
Yeah,
We'll get
especially
to
with me
what
running
we'll
full
get to
time
what you're
next
going to
year.
be doing next season
I'm very yeah.
in a little bit here,
This
but let's talk about the winner of the Xfinity Series, Caleb Sheets, bringing it home. He was my pick for the championship. I picked him probably 4 or 5 weeks ago because he's just been, quite honestly, the most consistent driver throughout the entire season. So,
Well, he had an
Yeah.
average finish of 3, right?
yeah, he's been by far the most
That's
consistent
hard to
He
driver
only
in
that's hard
won
to
one
beat
Xfinity.
right
race,
there.
didn't he?
Did you say?
He joined the league, I think, with like 2 or 3 weeks left in the regular season. Or no. He joined the league way earlier on, but he kept getting like wrecked. Like Max Dinda took him out at Richmond when he was winning.
Yep, I remember
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of
Classic.
things. That was his first race. I think was at Richmond. He was mad fast, and he got taken out by Max. And then I think he ended up winning. It was
Pocono. He won Pocono. I know that.
I know that he won Pocono, but I think he won before that, did he not? No, he
Because
didn't.
Pocono was the playoffs. Pocono
No,
was in the
Caleb
playoffs, I
Sheets
believe.
got in as the provisional slot. He didn't win in the regular season. He got in on a provision. This is a bigger storyline than I thought. He got in on a
Oh,
Wait.
provisional
Xander.
slot. No, my
Yep.
dad got in
No,
on
because
Xander.
Oh.
Dan Rabarchak was not able to participate in the playoffs. He was not able to participate because he's been too busy. He rescinded his playoff position and gave it, and the next person in line was Caleb Sheets. Caleb Sheets came all the way down from a provisional playoff spot to win the championship. That is nuts. Now that I
That
think
is
about
the
it.
Cinderella
good
story
for
right
him.
there.
Good for him. That.
But I did pick him at the beginning of the playoffs to be the champion. I said that he was going to. He's just been the most consistently finishing driver. He didn't run enough in the regular season to be up there in points, and he didn't win a race. But every race that he did, every race that he did run, seemed to be right up there. So Congratulations to Caleb. That's huge for him.
Yep.
2 wins on the season at Pocono and, of course, the championship race at Nashville. So, really good driving out of him. Very consistent race. Very consistent playoffs. Hats off.
The only problem I have with that race, I mean, that's just with me being in it, was there wasn't enough cars. I don't think
No.
Yeah, there
There
wasn't
wasn't.
enough
there
cars, but
was.
that's going to be a natural fall off
Oh,
because
especially
end of
with
the season.
especially
So,
end of the season playoffs. Nobody wants to have the burden of wrecking a playoff driver
yep.
on them. But it's I don't. It was a good race. I mean, I didn't like Nashville be going into the week, and I ended up coming. I really like the track. Track's actually really fun.
Got some PTSD from last time in Nashville.
No,
I know Jared does.
that was the start of my whole
What's
shenanigans.
that?
Yeah.
Said I know you got PTSD from Nashville.
Well, maybe.
Well,
Anyway,
that
should we talk about Cup?
Yeah, that's gonna wrap up the Xfinity season for series for season one. The season two starts July 17th. So Evan's gonna be taking over that series and running it completely from the ground up. Um, we'll talk about what me, Jared, and Zach are gonna be doing very soon here. It's kind of exciting. So but let's go ahead and talk about the Cup Series. We were at Phoenix, and it was a mess, to say the least.
Disaster.
Yo,
Yeah, it was a big mess.
Yeah.
well, that's
It
a tough
was,
race to do, even with the short amount of people. That's a tough race to do because it is Father's Day. I know I showed up after the race started to to race control with Ryan, and I was late. I was a little late because I was hanging out with my father, and I had a bunch of family over, and so it's a tough race. It's a tough track. It's a fun track, but
not only
with this
was it
being Father's
Father's
Day,
Day, it was also a mess because the iRacing, I guess, just updated the short track package,
Yeah,
and
they threw
Didn't
the
update the
short track
setup.
setups
Yeah.
on, but didn't add them to iRacing themselves.
yes.
So everybody was losing arrow and grip quicker than what they should have been.
So that
Yeah.
wasn't a league L, that was an iRacing L. It was an undrivable
Yeah.
setup, but we had to see it through because by the time we found anything else out about it, it was obviously too late to change. So it sucks that it happened in the way that it did, but moving into this week, we got our final four. It's Evan Clapper, Xander Short, Alex Dominguez, and surprising Zach Bucher. Not who I would have expected to see there. I was expecting to see maybe Kenny. Um, I mean, Jeremy T-Bone was pretty much out, but um, I was mainly expecting to see Kenny in this position
Yeah.
instead of Bucher. Um,
Well, nice to see you have faith in your future teammate.
well, it is
That
what
is
it
true.
is. Well, Bucher actually isn't running for us next season. He backed out and then
Uh,
re-upped with Darnell, I think, or somebody. I don't know what their plan is.
Huh.
But
I
yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah, Bucher dropped out, and that's when we picked Cody up, and then Bob Baker is back on the Cup Series team roster for B2F as well. So, um, yeah, but big for Bucher. I know for a fact he didn't expect to be here because I talked to him and he was surprised to even be in the top 8. So being in the top 4 is pretty big for him. He's got a very tough crowd to race against. That's for sure. This is a hell of a stacked championship four. I mean, as it should be. I'm glad the playoff um, system worked as intended. So we got pretty much 4 big hitters up there. I mean, Bucher was in the top 5 in points for most of the season. So
that's what that's what this playoffs format is for. Like just you want the big hitters. You want the best 4 guys you got on the track. Hopefully, that'd be a best case scenario. You have the best 4 guys on the track, all fighting it out for one race. I know, obviously, a lot of people like the the season long stuff, but me preferably, I like you have short not a lot of guys fighting for one race, and whoever can do the best at that race wins it. I mean,
Yeah, I mean it's a one and done now, and I said Dominguez was the dark horse of the championship this entire time because Charlotte always turns into
Fuel.
uh, a fuel strategy race. So I
Yep.
picked Dominguez from the beginning if he could make it to the top four.
Yeah, that is my driver. So hopefully he can bring DU a championship because Jared failed to do that on
Yeah,
Yeah,
Saturday.
Jared
yeah,
didn't even
yeah.
show up to the Phoenix race, so
He got another
crazy.
practice session,
No,
practiced for
I
about
showed
5
up to the
minutes.
Phoenix race.
Oh yeah, he was in the Phoenix race. It
Were
was
you
the
there?
Sonoma race.
No, he
Yeah.
didn't show up at Sonoma because he didn't want to do his practice lap.
My hatred for Sonoma is so great. I basically forfeited
too.
my playoff spot.
I just rode around in the back, trying not to wreck, and I got outpointed by Tyler. So it is what it is.
So yeah.
It was me and
my
what's
boss.
his face? Saunders.
Saunders. Oh, yeah, that is true. I thought Saunders won, but Gino won.
I am still a fan of the season and points total.
Yeah,
Now that we're on that conversation,
yeah, but you never won, so it's okay.
I don't need to.
True.
All right,
Anyways,
let's switch gears again. Like I said, don't have a ton of time here today. Let's while we're still talking about the Cup Series, let's talk about starting this Sunday. Tyler's going to be full-time broadcasting the Cup Series. That's pretty exciting for us because we're going to be
I'll
able to
be
bring it back to our own channel. We thank
know,
Eric for everything that he's done for the league and covering the Cup Series while we needed someone, and we finally found someone that's in house and wants to do it and is honestly pretty good at it for just starting off broadcasting. So how you feeling about that, Tyler?
I'm actually I don't know. You were texting me, and I was kind of when I first saw the message, I kind of did a double take, and because I don't think I'm that good at it. I feel like I talk too much. But I'm really happy. I love it. I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing it, and hopefully I can bring some guest commentators on every once in a while. Like I like what I did. I believe I forgot who I had with for the Dover race, but I know I had Cody for the Martinsville race, which was really fun. It's nice to always instead of having the same two people, it's always nice to mix it up, like
yeah.
what Fox does, some fresh voices. But I'm really excited, especially I'm just like I'm really excited. At a loss for words. I still don't believe it's true.
Yeah, I mean, and it's going to be nice because a lot of people around the Cup Series. You obviously race in the Cup Series for a very long time. So you know a lot of the guys, you know the storylines that are building, you know the rivalries that are built into the series. So it'll be good having someone with that knowledge up there to
Yeah.
apply that and talk about it throughout the race. Talking about, okay, you can see that Connor Darnell is pushing Bucher on the restart. Those guys are teammates. That's like a thing that we haven't had for a while. Um, that we're gonna have now, and it's gonna bring a new and exciting light to the broadcast. So we're really excited to have you up there, and hopefully we can get you some guys to help you out with that, and Evan to help you out on the technical side of getting all the overlays and everything set up. But we've been slowly improving your Truck Series broadcast to the point where we feel comfortable that we're ready to move you up to the Cup Series. And like I said, it's advantageous for everyone because we get it on the main Twitch channel. So that really will help the league continue to grow and flourish and
Yeah, I
move
know
up.
at one point during the truck race, we had 17 viewers, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's 17 different people.
Yeah, it's a lot. And
I
I
was
mean, we
very happy.
had we had up to upwards of 30 in the Xfinity Race Championship yesterday. So hopefully the Cup Series will bring in a decent crowd on Sunday as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know at least 3 or 4 of them were my family.
There
So,
you
um,
Well, while we're on the Cup Series here. Let's talk to Jacob here. Jacob Wachensky. He is the title sponsor moving into Season 2 of the Cup Series, the Tempest Gaming Cup Series. It's a nice rebranded, got a nice new orange logo. Thank you for coming on today, Jacob.
Yeah, you're welcome. It fell right into the lap. There was rumors going around that the Connor Darnell was dropping the sponsorship, and it just seemed like the perfect opportunity for Tempest to step in. It's they're an esport organization that's coming up from the ground. They're trying to invest in many people, and they took a shot at me in starting when I first started over here with Nicholas Torres, and we just a group of us just clicked, and I messaged them and I said, "Hey, what do we think of sponsoring the Cup Series next season?" And they said, "Go for it." So I was like, "All right, I guess we're gonna go through with this if the sponsorship opens up."
Yeah, it's really funny because me and Nicholas actually have history in a previous game. We played together on a Counter Strike team way back when. Um, quite honestly, probably close to 4 or 5 years at this point. So it was interesting seeing somebody from that space in sim racing because I didn't ever expect to see it. But yeah, like the name was familiar, and then he messaged me like, "Hey, did you just play Counter Strike?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I did. I totally remember you." Like I just thought, Nicholas Torres could be a common name like across, like the Hispanic culture and whatnot. So
Yep.
I was like, okay, maybe it's just same name, different guy or whatever. But no, it was the same guy. So that was really cool to see. And he's out there running Tempest and helping Tempest out. And we got Jacob in here as representation. We had a bunch of Tempest guys in here, and they've been a big part of season one. So we're really excited for them to come
Yeah.
on as the title sponsor for season two. And we thank Connor Darnell for everything that he did for the league this season. It was his choice not to continue sponsorship. We offered it to him, and he decided that he didn't want to continue it. So we're leaving on mutual terms. It's not like we're kicking anybody out or anything. So really, really happy to have a new leaf here with Tempest Gaming, but we also would like to pay homage to Connor Darnell and everything that he's done as well. I know he's going to be focusing more on his Relentless Racing League stuff over there, so good luck to him with all of that. I don't know if he's going to be coming back. I think it's depending on his work schedule for the Cup Series next season. Bucher, I think, is also. We talked about him a little earlier, but I think he is looking to come back. I just don't know in what capacity, whether that be full time or part time. So
Yeah.
but either way, we wish them the best of luck. Um, and we thank Connor Darnell for everything he did, and we welcome Tempest in for this new era. Moving on.
So yeah.
Go ahead, Zach. Take it away.
So the new we want to do our new announcement.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Go ahead. You can do it. I've been
So
working on it.
all right, so me, Corey, and Jared have come together and we've come up with this magnificent idea. All right, world changing. All right, so we are starting a new league. It is going to be named the same thing after the podcast, the Moving Chicane Racing League. I believe we're starting out with a truck series open setup
Hundred
league, if that's
percent, hundred
100%
percent
open
truck
set,
series open set racing on Wednesday nights.
which is the 100%, which is around what we race now in Cup, because
Yeah, it's
obviously
about
truck is
50%.
like
Yeah.
half of Cup. So time or the how long the races are really aren't going to change. I feel like it's really good. A lot of people like the trucks, especially in here.
The trucks is quite honestly probably one of the most fun series in this league,
Yeah.
and I'll talk about it briefly about why I made the decision that I made. So the day that we chose is on Wednesday nights, and it is an open invite only league, or it is an open there is an open set invite only league. Sorry, that was a lot of words. And we're mainly inviting Cup Series guys, and then we are going to be inviting some guys from recruitment races that can prove, car control, consistent racing, and obviously the want and desire to work on setups and you know like actually race with open sets, like doing actual adjustments, tire pressure, wedge adjustments, whatnot. And then obviously,
Hmm.
a lot of people are going to be using paid sets, but the paid sets and free sets are really not that different at a base level. It's really about how you use the set. So hopefully that doesn't discourage some people from racing, thinking like, oh, I'm only slow because they have paid sets or whatever. It's not the case.
I will say, touching on the paid set thing real quick, I know from personal experience racing in a Monday night open set Gen League or next Gen League, not I don't know what I was trying to say. However, the paid sets they only take you so far because they are built for a very specific weather, like track temperature.
Hmm.
And as
Especially the
that
ones
weather
used for
changes,
like
you
iRacing officials, like they're
yeah.
very keyed in on the exact humidity and temperature and all that, which we
So
won't be having.
you
So
really gotta change depending, like, 'cause if it's a drastic change in weather, you gotta really put your head down and figure it out. It's it It's one of the most satisfying feelings taking a setup that isn't very good and making it good. There's nothing else that's really like it.
Yeah, and I mean like a lot of the setups on a base level, like in terms of like the arbs, well, it's not arbs in this, but the the spring rates and all that are very much like the same, and it's really just going to be those fine adjustments that you make for the temperature, the you know the humidity in the air, like that is the fun part, is getting into that 1 hour practice session before the race and like shit, I only have this long to adjust my set to these exact weather temperatures. um, so it's going to be fun, and you can adjust your car throughout the race, and it's nothing's more satisfying than having a loose race car or a tight race car and making that fine adjustment at one of the pit stops, and your car is just on rails for the rest of the race.
Yeah.
There is nothing more satisfying than that, and it's something that we wanted to bring to the show, but we figured that the show is more of a beginner based league. So that was so me, Evan, and Jared and Zach have been discussing this for a couple of weeks now on how we wanted to move forward, and the initial idea was to scrap everything in the show and restructure it and make it an open set league. But the community that we built of beginning sim racers is very large, and we don't want to mess with that. So we're making this Moving Chicanes Racing League a separate environment, but it's also going to be integrated. So it's going to be running on Wednesday nights during the Xfinity slot that we have too. And that's why I said Evan's going to be taking over that Xfinity slot. But that will allow us, and since Cup Series drivers aren't going to be eligible for Xfinity Series next season, it makes the most sense to put it on a day that they're not able to race, so we can
Yeah.
grab as many of those guys as possible. I know we will have some guys that were in Xfinity joining us in the MCRL, um, and I don't know if they're going to be getting cup rides or not. I don't know. It's to be determined. But
Yeah.
yeah, we have a lot of plans for it, and we are going to be bringing in guys that want to race open sets, and it's going to be an invite only league, so we're going to be running these recruitment slash tryout races, and you're really going to have to show that you can control your car and you want to race open set um, to do it. So we're really excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun,
It is.
and yeah, we have a lot of plans for it. It's going to be a good time. So.
Is there a set baseline already that we have for like a license or an iRating thing?
I wasn't
Get that
gonna
out of the
put
way.
one, but
Just
I
because it's invite
was,
only. I
yeah,
wouldn't
since it's
put
invite
one.
only, I wasn't going to put one. A class 1100 seems like a good base standard. I know 100% series uses that. Um, but I don't think we're gonna apply one since it is an invite only. So maybe for the recruitment races, I'll put, A class or something on there. Well, I'm gonna put C class for sure because we don't want people that
Yeah.
can't run officials trying to join the league. The
Yeah.
iRacing C Open officials, because that's where it's going to be following the C Open schedule for the remainder of the season. So it'll be, every week we'll have sets that we can work off of, and everybody will have the opportunity to as well. So, and there's a ton of like setup shops out there, free or otherwise, that provide setups for that week of racing. So there should be a plethora of options for different people to choose.
Yeah. Ryan plugs us all up with the free setup shops. So I mean, if you have any
Yep.
questions or need to know what setup shops to go to, Ryan is the man or the lady. We don't know yet, but
Yeah,
um,
I got a few of them that I go around to get setups from.
yeah. So I mean, if you guys have any questions about open sets and whatnot, feel free to reach out to Jared, Corey, me, Ryan, because I know Ryan in the Jared's Monday Night League is his crew chief slash spotter. So Ryan has a lot of knowledge in that kind of stuff too. So like, if you have any questions, just reach out.
Yeah, I by no means build sets at all. I use VRS personally for myself because I do a lot of road racing too. So, having the one subscription that covers pretty much any kind of racing I want to do is really nice. Um, but that's how I'll be using my setups for the league. But I mean, and for anybody who's interested, it's only I think $10 a month, and you get like 80 some cars, open sets for and fixed setups, not setups, but like they give you like the best brake bias, steering offset, all that to make your car feel the most comfortable. So I'm not sponsored by VRS whatsoever. I just have that they've been the most consistent with good setups that I've experienced. So if you're looking to
Yeah.
spend a little bit of money and you like road racing, for example, or you like official oval racing, they've got it all. So and they've got like this. They got a lot of stuff. They're not sponsoring this, so I'm not going to go on it. But there's a lot more than just setups that come with the package. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. Anyways, like I said, I'm on a time constraint, so let's try and start wrapping this up. Does anybody have any final thoughts on the upcoming race for Charlotte or our upcoming leagues? Or we could talk real quick about the off-season series that's starting next week on Wednesday. We got the late model stock league. We can cover that real quick, and then we can go from there and
Yeah.
finish it off.
I
So
mean, I know I'm really excited for the late model stocks. Personally, I really like running them. They're pretty easy to control.
a lot of
It's
brake. You can just slam that thing to the ground.
oh yeah. I mean,
Infinite grip.
they're one of the most fun, one of the better cars to drive, in my
Yeah.
opinion, on iRacing, at least on the oval side of things. And I don't know. I think everything's gonna be a lot closer. We're not gonna be as spread out as we usually are in the next gen or the Xfinity. We can follow close. We can use the bumper. It's
A
just all
little
short track
bit.
stuff. A
Not
little bit,
too much.
yeah. I mean,
We'll have to
the
we'll have to
back
see how many
bumper.
people we get. I'm gonna put out the event link tonight for it. To see how many we get. If we get a lot of interest in people joining it, then we will be running heat races to thin the field a little bit. Um, I think we're gonna cap it at 24 cars on the track. Otherwise, anything more might be a shit show.
Oh yeah.
So, um, but yeah, it's gonna be really fun. We're at Southern National. June 28th is the first one. I don't know if we're gonna have a stream yet. Um, we'll have to see. I'm not 100% sure.
Well,
Um,
If you ever need a stream, I'm always here. As long as I own the track, like I know for the stream for at least Martinsville, I bought the track that day because I'm driving my parents to. I'm driving my parents to like a country concert thing tomorrow night, so that's how I was able to get Martinsville.
oh, okay, okay.
So if you ever need, as long as
Do you own the
I
late
believe I
model?
have the street stock
It's late model stock.
late model. That's the what they run in the Cars tour, right?
Correct.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
If you
that's
had
that's what my
the-
dad. That's what my dad drives. So yeah, I'll have that for 100%.
Sweet. Yeah, well the first it's Wednesdays and Sundays starting next Wednesday for 3 weeks. So if you wanna broadcast it, then yeah, then we will have a broadcast. Um, it'll be fun. It's a different experience. It's gonna be a lot of tempers flaring.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
So yeah,
pro track racing always have tempers no matter what.
absolutely.
Yep.
All right, I pretty much got to wrap it up there. Any final thoughts that we have before we end it off here?
I don't think so.
It was a
If you
little
have
bit of
any
a shorter one
comments,
today, so sorry about that. But time
Yeah.
constraints and moving and everything have been pushing me thin on time. So hopefully next week will be better now that we're finally finalized the move. So, but yeah, go ahead, Ryan, do your spiel.
if you have any comments, comment down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're always up for reading comments. Give us something to talk about every podcast.
Yep, and
Oh
then
yeah.
all league information's down there as well. Website, Discord, comment section, everything is open. Um, so yeah, thanks for coming out today, guys. Thank you guys for being here with me on this shortened version of the podcast. But yeah, hopefully next week we'll have more to talk about with the Cup Series Championship. Hopefully there's some drama. So yeah.
Hopefully.
I already have a feeling there's gonna be drama for that one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
My guess is Vander and Evan. My guess.
Oh, guaranteed Xander's gonna start drama with someone.
Oh yeah. So.
As long as Casey Kerwin doesn't join, I think we'll be fine with Xander.
And on that note, we are leaving it there. Have a good night, guys, and thanks for watching.
See you guys.